What's up, people of the world? It is Wacky Wednesday, broadcasting live from the Content Hub of Dallas, Acoustic Force Media Private Studios. And it doesn't get any bigger than this, folks. You have an opportunity today to accelerate your progress, increase your capacity, and bring your dreams to life. What are you going to do with the time that you've been given? Take a stand. Let's jump right into it. No BS. Too many podcasts just waste everybody's time. That's why no one watches them. And we don't want to do that here. Check it out. When it comes to building, growing, operating at a high level, you have to take a stand. Okay, so you have to decide what you stand for, what you believe in, and what you ultimately want to achieve. And that is going to be based on what you stand for. It is election season and people are going crazy. People are going crazy. The last 8 years, I've never seen 9, maybe even 10. I have never seen the level of division, the increased level of division as we have seen over the last 10 years. And mainly it's because the mainstream media has taken a stand against certain things, and it has scared people away from taking a stand for certain things. And I think that's bad. And I think that's also good in a way that citizens have become the journalists of this country. Because the citizens are sick and tired of Politico or CNN or MSNBC or any of these stations that essentially the people on those screens, they've never done anything but regurgitate talking points off a sheet of paper. And people are taking a stand and saying, we're not listening to you anymore. And if you want to create a great brand and you want to create attention for yourself, you have to take a stand for what you believe in, and you have to take a stand for what you ultimately want the world to be shaped into, and you have to become a voice and a messenger for that. That's part of the reason why we've launched Iconic Messengers, not just this show that you've seen me doing, but also the community that we're launching. We have a live event happening here at the Content Hub of Dallas next weekend, and I'm going to be announcing all the details on that today. 2 days, social media marketing and social media recording, 2 different days. So if you're a part of the event, you get the training on Friday and you get to record in our private studios Saturday. That's next week. But what I want you to think about is, what do you stand for and what do you want? I was at a conference the other day, 2 conferences this past couple of weeks, and I asked that question on stage, what do you want? And I always ask people to raise their hand, tell me what you want. And it's amazing how many people don't know what they want. I don't know. Financial freedom is what they want. Or, I don't know, $1 million deal. And it's like, okay, man, well, I mean, we all want $1 million deal. And so once you've decided if you want $1 million deal, that's great. How are you going to get it? What action steps do you need to take every single day to get it? If that's your stand that you're going to take, that you need a $1 million acquisition deal or a $4 million acquisition deal so you can actually get $1 million in cash flow, whatever that looks like for you, then you need to take a stand and your entire day needs to revolve around making that happen. And I think this is where people go wrong. For the last 25 years, I took a stand and said, I want to be an entertainer and I want to be a producer. I want to be an entertainer and I want to be a producer. And now I am an entertainer and I am a producer, and I will put myself toe to toe, head to head up against anybody. I can hit the live button and I can go and I can go and I can go. And you're going to see that now that I have acquired my headquarters and I own this place now. This is not a lease, so I don't have to move in and out. Or I don't have to be worried about drilling in the walls. I took a stand a long time ago and said, I want to be an entertainer and I want to be a producer. So what are you taking a stand for? What are you going after this week that you're going to do with your life, that you're going to make an impact on this world with? What is that? What is that for you? And I think it's important to make that decision, because if you don't, you're going to have a really, really hard time with figuring out how to be happy in this world. There we go. Facts. These are definitely facts. So it's a beautiful thing when you decide on what you want. I have a friend, his name is Joe. Joe decided a long time ago that he wanted to be a rapper. And throughout the years, he was working at the airport. He worked at the airport out in the LA area, in Palmdale, actually. He went to Palmdale High School. You probably might even know who I'm talking about. And years went by. He's rapping. He's coming out with all these albums. He took a stand. I'm going to be a rapper. Nothing was working. And he had this handful, this stack of CDs. The last stack of CDs, nobody was buying them at this party that he was at. So he went into this rave and he just started giving the CDs away. So he's like, I guess that no one wants my music, so I'm just going to give these CDs away and, and whatever. So he finds these kids and he's giving all these CDs away, and he finds these kids in the rave. He's giving them CDs and stuff, and asks one of the kids if they've got some smoke. Do you want to go smoke? You got some weed, essentially. And the person was like, yeah, let's go smoke some weed in the car. So he goes into the car and he's smoking with this kid, and he puts the CD into the CD player and the song starts playing. And the song is Because I Got High, Because I Got High, Because I Got High. He recorded this song in his closet. I was going to go to work. Then I got high. Hey. And the kid is like, dude, this is you? And he's like, yeah, man, I've been trying to make it in the rap game, and I'm just giving away these CDs because, you guys don't have any cash, but we're partying, we're at the rave. Next thing you know, the DJ's playing the song at the rave. He goes to bed that night. He wakes up the next morning. Some kid from that rave took the CD and uploaded the song on Napster, and it had millions and millions and millions and millions of downloads. He was about to quit. All of a sudden, he's on Howard Stern. All of a sudden, he's on Jay and Silent Bob movies. All of a sudden, he's got a record deal with Universal, and his album went platinum. Afroman is his name. My buddy Joe Foreman. I call him Joe Fro. And I think it's an incredible story, mainly because that was never supposed to be mainstream, and it's still just an underground hit. He took a stand, he wanted to make something happen, and he brought it to life. Now, some people might judge my man Joe for certain things that he says or does. But listen, who are you to judge anybody? Number one. Number two, are you so perfect that you can just judge someone that's taking a stand on what they believe in because you're so perfect they don't think like you? This is one of the big issues that we have in the United States of America right now, is someone has a different opinion than you, and you automatically hate them just because you don't think the same way. It doesn't even make sense. I have tons of friends that think different things than me on tons of issues. That doesn't make them not my friend. I just think that according to that category, I think their logic is off. That's my opinion. You have to think about the fact that once you go after what you want, and once you start doing the things that you need to do to get what you want, you're going to get criticized anyway. People are going to criticize you whether you do nothing or everything to get what you want to do. So you might as well do everything that you possibly can at the time that you have to try and make what you want happen with your life. Because the clock is ticking. And I think that there is an urgency that I have felt over the last 6 months that says, hey, man, if you're going to turn the corner and you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you're going to buy a big house with a content studio and a pool and put on Mastermind and build a community, and you need to do it. And that's what I'm doing. I go all in. Anytime I do anything, I go all the way with it. And I think that that's the difference between the people that squeak it out, the people that edge it out and make it, and the people that don't. You have to be willing to go all the way, and you have to be willing to take a stand. And so I encourage you to think about what you stand for. Again, it's election season. And so people are going back and forth that you don't understand, or you're uneducated, or get educated, or whatever. It's like a lot of people are uneducated on how things work, and a lot of people have no idea how the system works. And if you follow the news, you would think that everything is perfect, when in reality, they're not giving you all the statistics and metrics that you need to even analyze what's going on. And so you have to do your own research and figure out your own perspective so that you can figure out what action you need to take to be successful in any area of life. This isn't just business. This is anything. You want to be great at anything. So I hang out with all these fitness experts, and if I do X, Y, and Z, I'll weigh 180 instead of, 218 to 213. And like I always tell people, we're eating lunch at conferences and stuff, and I'm like, hey man, you can't be the heavyweight champ if you don't eat like a heavyweight. And I do agree with that. But again, what do you want to be? Do you want to be the heavyweight champ? You better train like one. A lot of people say they want to be this, or they want to be that, or they want to do this, or they want to do that, but they're not willing to take the hits necessary to build the confidence and to build the resilience that it's going to take to get to that goal. So how the hell are you actually going to do that if you're not willing to take the hits? It's like the oldest Rocky Balboa quote of all time. Take a stand. I encourage you to think about what you really want in life this week and what it's going to take to get there, and take a stand and say, I'm not doing anything that is out of alignment with my goals. I'm not hanging out with anyone that is out of alignment with my goals. I'm not having conversations that take me off of my goals. Your goals might be in alignment with Jimmy, and Jimmy might just have a different approach than you. Well, find somebody that's got a similar approach and get in alignment with those people. If you are out of alignment with yourself, you're never going to get into alignment with other people. People are always reading all these books, listening to all these podcasts, going to all these conferences. I see full auditoriums as an MC and as a speaker of people that see me 2 or 3 years later because I've taken a stand on what I want. I want to be an entertainer and I want to be a producer. I've said that since I was 15 years old. Here we are. It's 8:30 in the morning and I'm an entertainer and I'm a producer. It's what I do for a living because I went for it. I took a stand. I went all in. And like I said earlier, I'll go toe to toe with anybody. Bring me on your show. I'll go toe to toe. No problem. We are top notch at what we do because I actually live it. There's a lot of people that sell things and they don't do it. There's a lot of people that talk about being successful and they don't do the necessary actions needed to be successful in those categories that they're talking about. They're just talking to talk. What's up? What's up? What's up? 3 arms. And so I encourage you out there to really take a stand this week. That's the name of the show today, Wacky Wednesday, where I come up with a wacky topic. Might be a little conservative this week, but who knows, might be totally wild next week. But you need to take a stand. What do you want? What do you want? How are you going to get there? And take a stand on every single thing that you do, every interaction that you have. All your effort and your focus needs to be towards making that happen. When your brain burns out, yeah, cool, take a break, plug in, recharge, great. Not telling you to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but I am telling you, if you're not willing to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at the beginning to bring your vision to life, you might not make it. The people that make it are willing to put every single waking second into it. And that's the difference between the people who make it big and the people that don't. Your little comfort guru out there will be like, oh, but hustling and grinding. Dude, this is the real world. If you don't hustle and grind in the jungle, you get eaten by a fucking tiger. If you don't hustle and grind when you're a boxer, you get knocked out by the number 5 contender. You want to play in the big leagues, you better be ready to hustle and you better be ready to grind. Or go hang out with the comfort guru at the shithole motel where they're holding their event and see how that works out for you. It's not going to work out for you very well. Trust me. You want to be with the big players, the big names, and become something big. You have to take big action. You have to take a stand, and you have to increase your capacity. You're never going to get there. The people that are telling you to just put your feet up, they've never done anything before. I've met Grant Cardone multiple times, shared the stage with Grant Cardone multiple times. The guy flies in on his private jet with his initials on the back of the jet. This isn't some charter. This isn't some rental. This isn't some little thing where you get 6 or 7 people together and you fly on a jet and you act like you're rich together to pay the bill. That's not what this is. He flies in with nobody on it, gets paid $250,000 to speak for an hour because he's the best at what he does, and he's a real billionaire. Those are the kinds of people I'm sharing the stage with, and it forces me to analyze myself and say, hey, man, what kind of standards do I have? What am I representing? Am I taking a stand for the standards that I know that I can increase in my life? And the answer is yes. And so if you're not willing to do that, don't be surprised when you don't get the results that you want, because you didn't take a stand and go after it and somebody else did. People message me and they want X, Y, or Z. And I'm like, dude, you're going to have to talk to the team. Talk to the team. Let's see if this will even qualify. You got to start qualifying the things that come into your life. If you're trying to get a home loan, you have to get qualified for a home loan. And if you don't make X amount of money, you don't get a loan. That's how it works. And I've noticed that that's how it works in a lot of big time scenarios is if you don't qualify, you don't get it. And there's qualifications in any category. Tons of qualifications. There's tons of gigs I don't get because I don't necessarily meet the qualifications. They don't necessarily want the most dangerous man in the game at every single thing. But it works for a lot of things. It works for a lot of things. I got a ton of big events coming up here, September, October, November. And in the meantime, I can't just sit around and not grow my community. We're launching this thing and we're doing it. Next weekend, 23rd and 24th, Social Marketing Day on the 23rd, Social Recording Day on the 24th. So you can come to my house that I bought. It's $1 million house. You can look it up on Zillow. If I even give you the address, I might not want you here. You might not qualify. Tough shit. And we're going to put on a 2-day event, Content Hub of Dallas, next weekend. And the people that take a stand and that want to get results are the people that are going to be here. And the people that don't want to take a stand are going to actually have to try and compete, with the people that we produce stuff for. And that has not ended well for people so far. So far, that has not ended well for people. Our client base, which a lot of them, I can't even announce their names anymore because we have NDAs signed with these people. It's some of the biggest people in the entire business and entrepreneur space that we're producing media for. And it's completely nuts that it's gone this way. But I took a stand and I wanted to be an entertainer and a producer, and I made it happen. So what are you taking a stand on this week? Are you willing to do what it takes to bring your dreams to life? Or are you going to watch everybody else succeed live on the gram, live on the Book of Faces, while you sit there with your feet up crying about how hard it is? How's this for you? Get to work. Take a stand on what you want, what it's going to take to get there, and what you need to do every single day to make sure that that happens. And don't do anything that is out of alignment with that battle plan. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Follow me, Pat Hilton, streaming to you live from the Book of Faces, Content Hub of Dallas, Acoustic Force Media Private Studios. It doesn't get any bigger than this. We'll see you on the next one.